Hello ladies and gentlemen, Ecology here, and welcome to the 9.15.1 test server. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the next 3 HD tanks. And the first one will be the Dickermax, I think. The Dickermax. Then we got the Rheinmetall Borsigo, or Borsig Waffenträger, which I'm looking forward to play this thing. I haven't played it yet, which I'm looking forward to. And the Waffenträger Elf Panzer IV. And for the last one in this video, I'm going to be showing you the DW Panther, which is interesting. So sit back and relax and enjoy this video, which I think is fantastic. I like the Panzer IV chassis. Look at that suspension. And that's one reason why I like the Panzer IV suspension. The Panzer IV has one of the best looking suspensions, and I think, like, yeah, the Germans have better suspension on most of their tanks than other nations, and the reason is it's because I think they just look better. Some people beg to differ, but I beg to differ. Like, no. Oh, now which one do I do? I'll do the guy that's new. Like, oh, okay. I'll look at your vehicle. Let's see. The track matches nicely up with the drive sprocket, which is quite nice, not overlapping. Got some hooks, which are quite nice. Got the travel lock, the hatches to view the frontal transmission, and the hubs for the thing. I'm not done yet, sir. Impatient. Well, talking about drive sprockets, here's the front drive sprocket, which... You're turning too quickly! Stop your traversing. I'm not even done with your front end, Mr. Traverse-a-lot. So, coming back to the front of the vehicle, we got the co-driver's port, and then we got the driver's port. And we have this very nice 10cm gun, I'm pretty sure, with rifling. As you can see, that is rifling. You got some binoculars up there, a binocular right there, basically to see out and basically gun the tank. I say gun the tank. So coming back to the side of the vehicle, well, the other side of the vehicle, got the arty wheel in the back, the beautiful Panzer IV suspension, some return rollers, but I really like that, if I can focus on the drive sprocket, is that this metal is more worn away than the metal on the drive sprocket, which I think is awesome. And then as we can see, some side detail on the fender, we got a wrench, external fire extinguisher, an S-hook, some spare track, yes. Then we got an axe, wire cutters, we have a shovel, we have a hook or something like that, I don't know, storage. We have a tanker bar, just a normal bar. Then we have another big wrench thingy-majigger. Yes, I'm so technical. Wrench thingy-majigger. You got a viewport for the side of so you can see out of the side of the tank, which is helpful if you're a driver. Then we look at the back of the tank. I really love the track on the Panzer IV, or wow, the Dickermax, the Panzer IV track, German track. Got a spare track back here, 2 doors for the driver and, or not the driver, for the crew to get in and out. Driver's in the front, they don't get back here. It's just quite nice. And can we see the detail on the other side of the vehicle, please? Yes. As we can see, we got more spare track. We have the block of wood that's on every single German tank. We got the jack, and we got the suspension, or the exhaust, not the suspension. Exhaust, which is quite nice. Now, if I can phase through, that would be like the most awesome thing ever. Okay, now we're inside the vehicle, which is quite interesting all the same. We have a canister of I don't know what. Looks like a grenade? Is that a grenade? Looks like a grenade. I'm not quite sure. No, don't move. Just stop moving. Stop it. Oh, you're being a jerk. Stop. S-T-O-P. Just stop. 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 Thank you. Now, as we look inside the vehicle, we got all the mechanisms you need to elevate and depress the gun. We got the... I'm guessing this is the gunner's position. You got the gunner's periscope to look at targets. The gunner's seat. He has some boxes, some storage. And then this is the loader's chair? Or commander's chair, I'm not quite sure. But he has a periscope to himself. Now this is where the radio operator sits. It looks like that's the radio. He has some boxes of stuff, storage, I guess. Then we got the breech of the gun, which looks fantastic. Very big gun. Stop, don't do that. Then, ooh. Interesting. There's a compartment up here. Oh, this is the driver's compartment. I'm guessing they were going to model that, but they did not, which is quite interesting. I like doing this inside view because it's much more interesting, I have to say. Then we come in through here. Looks like we have some... No, that's a grenade. Those are grenades. Those are grenades. So we have a grenade rack back here, which is quite interesting. Maybe some spare ammunition? Or more grenade racks. Some storage, probably for ammunition or the powder or casing. Probably a ready rack here or something, which is interesting. So yeah, it's not bad in there. It's pretty nicely detailed, I have to say. Sorry that I'm not really that knowledgeable about interior of a Dicker Max. But yeah, it's a quite interesting tank. And it also has the feature that I like about this thing is you can see the gun recoil. Look at that. That was awesome. I don't know what it is about that, but it just makes me feel awesome seeing that recoil. All of that mechanism recoiling just makes me feel awesome. Just like, ooh, it gives me goosebumps, shivers. But that's it for the Dicker Max. I hope you enjoyed that. It's quite a nice vehicle, I have to say. Very pretty in HD. I'm quite happy. I'm going to be playing this vehicle a lot more now that it's HD. So I'll see you guys. For the trenches. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty. Plum 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 plum. Plum 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 plum. Like I wonder whose bright idea was this to like take a already existing road wheel suspension design, add 2 more wheels to it, and basically stretch it out. I don't know. It's quite weird. It's quite weird. But the front of the vehicle is quite interesting. The track matches nicely with the drive sprocket, which is nice. Got the eye holes for towing. Travel lock when the tank's not really needed to use the gun. Driver's port, or viewport. Got headlights, or marker lights, so to say. The 15cm gun, which looks like those are see-through. Ah! There we go. And it does have rifling, which is awesome. Awesome. Now let's take a gander at the side of the vehicle. This is awesome. I like having 2. Like, we can have all 4 sides. Like, I need more vehicles. More, I say. A nice drive sprocket. Very little teeth, I have to say. I can predict the teeth very easily getting ground down very quickly. Well, we got a lot of road wheels, which look quite nice. Kind of bland, but look quite nice. Got the idler wheel in the back, but not really that much detail on the side. yeah, not much. Just a very big flat place with a turret, which looks quite nice actually. And getting a little bit close. No, stop moving. Thank you. We got an axe, trimmers, a storage box, and the tinker bar, which looks quite nice. Trimmers. As I spin around this guy so I can look at his platoon. You got a hook back here, or something where you can tie a cable to, so you can pull someone or get pulled backwards, so to say. Got some marker lights and stuff back here. Got a little bit of hatches, probably for fuel and oil or something like that. Then you got the back end of the breech, which is a big counterweight because the gun is very long, which is quite nice. I would predict that the crew stands on the back of it when loading the gun, but I'm not quite sure. We got some hatches here, probably to probably for the ammunition storage because the engine's in the front. This vehicle is front engined. The engine is up here. You can see the radiator, the exhaust, the very long gun. You can see helmets, some gearing, backpacks, and all that other fun stuff. On the side here you can see a shovel and the external fire extinguisher, which is all handy dandy when it comes to vehicles like this. Can I see inside the vehicle, please? Boop. Hello. Well, I got some casings and storage for ammunition, but other than that it's really not that detailed. You got the cranks for elevating and depressing the gun, and then the same thing for the other position. All in all, pretty boring. Pretty boring. Let's see if I can fire your gun. Fire your gun. Oh, there it goes. Well, as you can see, it did recoil, but not a lot. It has a very, very limited recoil, which is interesting. But all in all, it's not a bad vehicle. Not a bad vehicle at all. I'm grinding towards it at the moment. I'm currently on the Stur-Ich-Kamil. It's German. And I eventually will get all the way up to the Grill 15, but it might take me a while because I've been hearing news of the French heavies coming soon. So excited. And there's also something I have to show you in the garage that I would already shown you. So you would already have known what I showed you, and that is the Swiss tech tree coming soon at the end of the year. So I'm excited for that. I don't know why I beat it around the bush for something that you already know about. So yeah. And that's it for this video. Or this, you know, Waffentrigger play thing. Look at that suspension. I love the Panther 4 suspension. Excuse me. Excuse me. I really like that suspension. It's so pretty. Well, that works. Balls. Well, front of the vehicle first, like always. So we got the traditional Panzer IV track. And like always, the drive sprocket matches nicely with the track. We got some spare track link here and there. Got the hatches to view the engine, or the transmission, and the housings for that. Got a coax machine gun, or hull mounted, and a driver's hatch, which is nice. Marker light, which is quite nice. Then we got the gun shield itself, which is pretty nice. A travel lock, which is handy dandy, like a notebook. Awesome, I like this. Then we take a gander at this side of the vehicle, where we have the nice drive sprocket, the road wheels, which are spread out a little bit farther than on a traditional Panzer IV, but I guess it's to spread out the weight of the heavy. Well, that's a 15 centimeter, I guess. I'm not quite sure. But look at that, I think that's pretty. Then they move the engine to the front of the vehicle, so we have the driver's position, which is up here, then the engine immediately in the back, which is quite nice. Side detail that I care about is, well, you got a tanker bar, got a wrench type bar, some snippers, a wrench, an S-hook, and the external fire extinguisher, which is quite nice. And right here is the block of wood that you put underneath the jack, which is quite nice. And as we gander to the other side of the vehicle, which is over here, I like this because I give everyone equal opportunity to be seen. I like it. Ha ha ha. Look at that elevation. I think that's nice. We have the radio over here. The exhaust comes out this side of the tank. The viewport for the co-driver or the machine gunist. Either or, they're both the same. Well, not really. One has a machine gun. One has a toy to play with. So as we look, we have a shovel, some spare track, a random bar, and the crank to hand start the engine, which I don't know if that still would be a thing since the engine is moved up front. You have the jack here. We got the access hatches for the engine, the grills to ventilate it, the co-driver's or the machine gunist's hatch, and the driver's hatch with the travel lock, and we have an axe to finish off that whoopsie. I forget I'm facing backwards. It's much more annoying. And then we take a gander at the rear of the vehicle, which, as you can see, supports the big gun. We have the gun mechanisms for elevation and depression. And then we have the tow hook, tow cable, and the idler wheels, which make it all better. And another thing that I like about this is the recoil effect on all of the tank destroyers. And this is something some games don't do, is the recoil effect on their guns. Look at that, that was fantastic. That firing effect is beautiful. That animation is just wonderful. Now, if they can actually animate a shell ejecting from the thing, like, oh, that would be perfecto. One more time. Oh, that just gives me goosebumps. I love it. So that's it for the Waffenträger Panzer IV. I think it looks very nice in HG. I can't wait to play it because apparently all the things I hear about this tank, it's a very fantastic tank, maybe a little bit overpowered for its tier. So I'm really looking forward to play this tank. And that would be it for the Waffenträger. Next to the arties, let's go artillery. With the GW Panther, an artillery piece for the Germans at tier 7. And I have to say, I like it. I like it a lot. Just by the way it looks like a destroyer turret on a Panther, and I think that's hilarious. Going over the suspension, traditional Panther suspension, nothing really special there. But it looks pretty. I have to say it does look very nice. Nicely done. So let's go check it out in more detail. Oh, this is artillery piece. Oh, I'm going to have to do it the backwards way around. Oh, I hate that. I hate doing it the backwards way around. Alright. So the backwards way around. That was a pretty noise. Well, you got a pretty looking drive sprocket. Track. The drive sprocket matches nicely. It looks like the front plate is a little bit more sloped than it used to be. I think it's been more sloped. Got the driver's viewport. Looks very nice. The engine detail, you got a driver's hatch. Got a, I don't know what that is. The radio. I'm trying to look here, sir, and you're impeding my process of viewing a tank in more detail. And that is quite upsetting. Alright, side detail. Very pretty track. I like the road wheels on the Panthers. Nice idler wheel. And a very pretty drive sprocket. I have to say that is very nicely done. See-through. I like that. I don't know what that is. I do not. Maybe a stabilization bar? Just something added to the side of the Panther? I don't know. Maybe extra weight for the front of the vehicle? I'm not quite sure. Just added stuff. We got a snippers or wire cutters, a shovel, don't know what that is, and spare track, which is quite nice. And then we get to the side skirts for the turret, which is quite interesting because I don't really think the old GW Panther had this, which is quite interesting. Engine detail is same as the Panthers. Got fans, inlets for the air to go through. The very pretty gun. Can you please stop, sir? You aggravate me. So, looking at the back of this vehicle, you can clearly see the exhaust, which looks nice. And on the SD model, this rear hatch was faced upwards, which always looked funky on my part because the crew would have to reload, aim the gun while standing in this little pocket. And like, that is a small pocket to be trying to work. And then all the other detail is pretty much bland covered in here. You just got the standard gun mechanism, which looks quite nice, but that's basically it. So that's basically the detail on the GW Panther. I didn't check the gun rifling, which I need to do, which is going to be difficult because I'm not quite sure how to do it. Can I phase through? Just a little bit? Just a little bit? Just a little bit? Oh, there we go. Yep, it has rifling, and these are see-through, which is nice. So all in all, such a pretty vehicle. I'm quite happy that this tank is in HD because they finally fixed the baggage issue, because now the crew can actually stand on that platform, which in real life would happen. You would basically stand on the platform and reload the gun. All these plates should be lowered while trying to fire the gun, which is quite interesting. I want to kill both of these with one shell because that would be hilarious. No, you see my plan. You're such a dirty person. Such dirtiness. No. Go back together. Sorry, caps. Yay! I love it. I'm sorry I had to do that. But that's it for the GW Panther. Next one. So we're back in the garage with the Dicker Max. And as we can see, there's no paint on the gun muzzle. A lot of weathering on the front plate. Around the hatches. Around the drivers and co-drivers or radio operators' position. Scratches down the casement, like it's going through bushes and stuff. The rear end is full of weathering around the hatches. Down here. Inside has some weathering around there where the crew would stand most of the time. Around where the gun would be elevated, I guess. That's where the mark would if the gun elevated. All in all, looks pretty good. Weathering here and there. I didn't check if those move. It'd be interesting if it does. Some more scratches on the casement. All in all, pretty nice. Weathering around here. I love looking at the white paint because it just brings out all the defects, the scratches, the paint getting worn away. And it gives it such a detail that you don't really see without that on. Because look at that. Can you see the weathering detail? I can see some scratches, but majority of the time you wouldn't know that they're there. You wouldn't. Unless you're avidly looking for them. So next tank is the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger. Let's look at the paint job. Now, I'm not really a big fan of this vehicle just by this. I'm pretty sure the recoil would probably be like back to here, but I guess with something they shortened it up. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. The recoil should be much bigger. So as we see, there's paint missing from up here, paint missing on top along the barrel, the gun, weathering on the lower plate, weathering on the upper plate, around the hatches, a lot back here, which looks nice, around here. Scratches along the side of the thin sheet metal covering the side. I like that the hull is angled inwards, because most of the time hulls are angled outwards to maximize a lot of space inside the tank, because that is a lot of space taken away from inside a tank. Now if it's outside, there's a lot more space to store internal shells and stuff like that, but nope, they decided to inward slope it, which is quite interesting. I quite like that. Gives it a unique look to this tank that is unique to it. Got some weathering around the turret ring, around the ammo storage. I'm guessing that's what these are for, is ammo storage, because where else would you store it? And some weathering on the back of the vehicle. Oh, it looks pretty nice. I quite like the look of this tank. Like, if this tank was actually produced, it would get my seal of approval, because look at that. Long wheelbase based on, like, the T25, or, yeah, whatever chassis. It's quite beautiful. The only thing I dislike is it has that very big, long 12cm gun. Like, pretty sure that thing wouldn't fit, but I don't make the rules. Not at all. Then we get to the Waffenträger Elf Panzer IV. And like I said in the vehicle, or like I said in the video, what a better way to use an outdated tank chassis with a outdated turret with an outdated gun is to put a bigger, to remove all that, take the engine, put it in the front, and then put a very big 12cm gun on it. Awesome. So we got no paint right up there, which is good. Weathering down the barrel, especially back here. Some weathering down the side. I quite like the look of this vehicle. I quite do. Some weathering here, around the engine hatches, around where the crew member would get in. Some weathering down here. It looks all good. It looks very good. Now I wish they gave it some side skirts. Like, that would be awesome. Give it some side skirts. Oh, I love side skirts. But that's the Waffenträger Panzer IV. I can't wait to play these tanks, because I am grinding up. I have the Stir Ich Emil right now, so. And the last one is the GW, Panther. Now, I really like this artillery piece, because I found it really fun. So I played the Hummel, which is a fantastic artillery piece. A lot of people don't like it, but I enjoyed that thing. And then I got this thing, and this thing had a, well, semi-rotatable turret, and I liked that. And then I got the GW Tiger P, which did not have that semi-rotatable turret. And then I basically lost interest in the German artillery line after that, because this thing was awesome. I love this thing, and then the GW Tiger P had to ruin it. But you can see weathering over here, around there, around the covers for the driver, around the engine, especially around the gun. I like the weathering on the upper superstructure type thing. It's all around the weld marks. You can see that the paint is missing, and I like that. A lot of paint missing here, paint missing down here, which is quite nice. And I also like that this plate is lowered, so now the crew members can actually stand on top of this to fire the gun instead of sit inside that little trough, which would be uncomfortable. A lot of weathering down here, and same weathering on this side as the other. All in all, I like the HD model of the GW Tiger P, or yes, the GW Panther, my bad. It's quite nice looking. Quite nice looking indeed. I like it. But that's it for the HD models of these 4 tanks. Next 4 tanks will be the GW Tiger P, GW E100, the Locust, and the the T95 E2. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.